Yeah, I used to bicycle there from the afternoons, and I used to work afternoons and evening shift. And when I rented a car, so I remember we went to the States. Then they just gave it to me at a very good rate, and I disconnected the mileage. So it looked like I hardly went anywhere. I went to Plattsburgh, and so after that, is it going? Oh, devotees heard about Plattsburgh also. Hare Krishna. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Krishnaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nityanamane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Pasyacha Deshatarine Adadanastaram Dante Ridam Yache Puna Puna Srimad Rupam Mahamboji Rahujam Shambhavi Bhave Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Yadite Haripadaksu Roja Shuta Yuta Padapalam Hridayam Shatatam. So, Srimati Radharani is speaking. Passionate longings make me go quickly. After worshipping the sun god, there's one more thing I wish to ask. She's sort of giving her will when she's about to commit suicide, because it seems that Krishna has rejected her. So that was the last that we read. So then she said, I'll commit suicide. After I've gone, please pick a flower for each time I have bathed here. She takes 2 or 3 steps in the direction of the holy tirtha and again speaks to herself. Alas, never again will I see Krishna, whose face is like the moon and who enchants the 3 worlds. Full of longings, she returns and openly says, be kind, show me his picture. Vishaka, friend, there is no paper here to draw a picture. Radhika, anxious, then I will make him appear in my meditation. I mean, what did they paint pictures on? Usually they painted on board, ivory, or half paper. Radhika, then I will make him appear in my meditation. Radha becomes wrapped in meditation. Krishna, friend, my ears have... It's really interesting that... I was just thinking that Kirit should say that Radha sits down and becomes wrapped in meditation. It doesn't say that. But that made me think that Jiva Goswami and Vishwanath, they often talk about, they write, so they would write something like that, that either it should say she sat, or it should say this instead of that. Jiva Goswami does it for Bhagavatam verses. He says that it's instead of saying this word, it should say that word. And Vishwanath also, although less for Shastra and more for like others' writings, that they should use a different word. Very interesting. But Jiva Goswami does it all the time for Bhagavatam, that instead of saying, and sometimes it's a phrase, instead of saying this, it should say that. Krishna, friend, my ears have just drunk a sweet nectar they have never drunk before. Let us go before them. They both do that. Vishaka, seeing Krishna and Madhumangal, she becomes joyful and says with great respect, friend, my destiny, your happy meditation has borne its fruit. Open your eyes at once. Radha slightly opens her eyes and becomes filled with wonder. Vishaka, the boy for whose sake you fell into the devastation of love, and for whose sake you made your delicate body burn in the flames of love, the boy who wears a new peacock feather crown, the playful boy who is the master of your life, stands before you. Radhika, ah, how sweet this dream is. Apurvasvadadevina Nipano Avishati Eshu. Oh, Amane Shivasasha Madhuri. So this meditation. Vishaka, O unbeliever, without sleeping, you never dreamed like this before. Krishna, her eyes shooting flower hour glances, her graceful motions like her graceful motions like a graceful legal elephant, her bimba fruit lips beautiful, and her thighs like banana trees. This girl defeats the sweetness of the lotus flowers. Radhika, her eyes dance on the form of Krishna, and she says to herself, "O my heart, excellent, excellent, by good fortune this moment has come." Krishna smiles, "Rascal Vishaka, I looked everywhere for you. Now by good fortune I see you. A girl who looks like you bewildered me and robbed me of my rare Rangana garland and unripe Gunja necklace, because they look very much alike, Vishaka and Radharani. They're born at exactly the same time." Madhumangal, ah, take your Rangana garland from Radha's neck. I see it there. Krishna, friend, you know all about this. Still, that was not very good advice. Even in a dream, I cannot remember the touch of such a beautiful girl. Radhika, aside, although Krishna is jesting, I fear he tells the truth about me. Vishaka, laughing, O great ocean, into which the rivers of many beautiful girls flow, stop, stop. Even now I see the marks they left on your body. With waves of sidelong glances, you attract the gopis' passionate hearts and unblinking eyes. O boy anointed with sandalwood paste, on the pretext of decorating your body with peacock feathers and gunja necklaces, you attract the gopis and enjoy with them. It's just so very interesting that this concept of having many, many girlfriends doesn't seem to bother anybody. Certainly doesn't bother Krishna, but it doesn't bother the other gopis. It's just Krishna, joyful to himself. When Srimati Radharani smiles, waves of joy overtakes her cheeks, and her arched eyebrows dance like the bow of Cupid. Her glance is so enchanting that it is like a dancing bumblebee, moving unsteadily due to intoxication. That bee has bitten the whorl of my heart. Krishna, why has Jatila pale with age, come here so unexpectedly. Jatila enters. Looking ahead, she says to herself, why is Krishna here? Openly, Vishaka, why did you forget the incense, sandalwood paste, and fragrance? Krishna aside, just as the chakora bird is about to drink, the moonlight, a mass of clouds covers the crescent moon. Openly, O wife of my mother's maternal uncle, I offer respect to you. Wife of my mother's maternal uncle. That means that my maternal uncle, that means Yashoda's brother, she's the wife of Yashoda's brother. Jatila, charming boy, don't look at the young gopis with such crooked eyes. Madhumangal laughs. Oh lady, hard like Indra's thunderbolt, my dear friend's glance is always kind and gentle. It is you whose eyes are squinting. Therefore you should grant a benediction to yourself that your eyes may no longer squint. Jatila, O snake chasing young girls, why have you come here? Krishna, O noble lady, who would not be attracted by the wonderful beauty of these red roses? Jatila, noble Mukara, told me Krishna was here. Oh, no, that's to the aside. Openly, charming boy, please leave at once. Krishna, O talkative old lady, why are you so agitated? I will go when I wish. Jatila looks at Krishna with crooked eyes. Look here, filled with all the charm and sweetness in the world is my beautiful young daughter-in-law, and there, O mischievous boy with dancing eyes, are you by her side. Why should I not be anxious? Krishna, needlessly suspicious old lady, don't talk like that. By listening to your daughter-in-law, I have only made her more and more respectable. Jatila, Vishaka, why are you here? Vishaka, noble lady, I saw a mischievous deer and became filled with wonder. Glances at a deer. O merciless deer, abandoning your beautiful mate who loved you and stayed by your side, you now aimlessly wander, leaping and playing from forest to forest. I leave you to figure out the double meanings here. Jatila, foolish, whimsical girl, give up this infatuation with a deer. Madhumangal, dear friend, look. A thirsty young parrot will not touch that sweet pomegranate. Krishna, smiling, O pomegranate fruit, this parrot, his heart struck by your beautiful redness, wonders, is this fruit ripe or not? That is why he stands aloof. Radha aside, O heart, be still, be still. She secretly laments in Sanskrit. I have not yet drunk the nectar of Krishna's words, and I have not yet glanced at his face from the corner of my eyes. O my friend, after a long time, I finally have this chance to enjoy pastimes with Krishna, but now, alas, wicked fate, using this old lady as its tool, stands in my way. Jatila aside, how glorious is the sight of Krishna! It is not a calamity that my daughter-in-law is in Krishna's company. I'm interested in that translation. So she's saying to herself that, well, it's not so bad. That openly, Vishaka, look, the afternoon is ending. Let us hurry to the sun god's temple. The three gopis exit. Krishna, friend, this girl is like the moonlight that follows the full moon of Purnamasi. Let us go to Purnamasi. Krishna and Madhumangal exit. Thus ends Act 2. Act 3, Radha Sangha, the meeting with Radha. Followed by Lalita, Purnamasi enters. Purnamasi, child, it is because of me that embarrassed Krishna does not welcome your friend's company. Lalita, noble lady, the inscrutable hearts of great souls are not at once revealed. Purnamasi looking ahead. Child, look, there in the Kadamba grove, Krishna is very happy with Madhumangal. Looking at Krishna again. The flute of Krishna's pastimes measures 3 fingers in length, and it is bedecked with Indra Nila gems. At the ends of the flute are Aruna gems, rubies, glittering beautifully, and in between the flute is plated with gold and set ablaze by diamonds. The suspicious flute, pleasing to Krishna, is glittering in his hand with transcendental brilliance. This is not the Venu or the bamboo flute, but this is Murali. Krishna's got different flutes. It doesn't give the name. Anyway, such a flute is what we're trying to make for Shyamasundar. Krishna regretfully, the edge of her garment held by a smiling friend, the edge of her garment held by a smiling friend. Of what? The edge of her skirt? But that's because they had, like a queen, they had long, it's called a, what's it called? A trail? Huh? Train, that's right, train. I doubt that she wears that. That's like a Western custom. The edge of her garments held by a smiling friend, embarrassed Radha is now averse to me. Alas, will Radha never be tightly held in my arms? Friend Madhumangal, the blossoming flower of Kanjana-eyed Radha's pastimes has kidnapped the bumblebee of my heart. With longing, Radha once said the following words, "O friend, my favorite pearl necklace has broken, and now I must search for the scattered pearls." Using this trick, she affectionately glanced at me from the corner of her charming, bewildered, beautiful eyes, even in the presence of her elders. Purnamasi sees Krishna from a distance and says apprehensively, Krishna's agitated eyes move to and fro, and his sighs wilt his jasmine garland. Who is the fortunate, beautiful girl that makes him always think of her? Who's? How can there, Purnamasi, how can there be any doubt? Children, Radha is the cause of this. Krishna, seeing Purnamasi, he approaches. Noble lady, I offer respects to you. Purnamasi, lover, I bless you that you will not lust after the gopis' breasts. Krishna, slightly laughing, please don't give me these useless benedictions. With the budding twig of my hand, I have not even so much as touched the dark vine, that is this famous gopi. Madhumangal laughing, Master, we are looking for a golden vine. What is a dark vine to us? Purnamasi, with a playful joking smile, Krishna, you are the saintly son of the Gopa's king, and your hundreds of pastimes and the power of your arms are well known in Vraj. Why do you trouble this saintly girl Radha? Madhumangal, contrary old lady, stop, stop. It is my dear friend who is troubled by your Radha, so troubled that he does not know where he lost his crown, buffalo horn, stick, and other things. Krishna, embarrassed, noble lady, this talkative boy is lying. I will tell you the truth. My heart does not love your gopis. Ask Madhumangal. Madhumangal, noble lady, it's true. It's true. I never saw your gopis' limbs anointed with kumkum over my dear friend's heart. On the contrary, it is the gopis' kumkum that is placed over his heart. I never saw your gopis' limbs anointed with kumkum over my dear friend's hearts. On the contrary, it is the gopis' kumkum. Okay. Krishna, affectionately angry. Fool, you are pathetic. Though you are my close friend, you will not stop lying. Purnamasi, the boy tells the truth. You are full of splendor and greatness. You are the resting place of the circle of spiritual virtues. You are full of all wonders. You are the home of all auspiciousness and all splendid handsomeness. O Krishna, when you play the flute, your music loosens the garments of the doe-eyed gopis, even while they stay in their homes. Madhumangal, noble lady, you have only told of his flute-playing pastimes. How did many other things he did many other things you don't know. This very day I saw him take from the Jamuna's shore and throw over his shoulder the garments of many girls. He was talking about the Vasanahara Leela. Krishna, knitting his eyebrows, he checks Madhumangal. Noble lady, even though the sound of my flute is charming like that, your gopis remain gloriously chaste. Lalita in Sanskrit. Some king of rogues must have given you a mantra or potion that brings others under your control. That is how you broke to pieces the sacred, splendid household happiness of the gopis' playful wives. Madhumangal, Lalita speaks the truth. Without the ability to chant powerful mantras, how could Krishna, by nature more mild and cooling than the fresh lotus flower, embarrass so many demons as tall as great mountains? Lalita, O gentle one, remembering him makes us burn like fire. Please don't tell us how cooling your friend is. Madhumangal, friend, although you are cooling, the gopis say you are very hot. By touching you, I will see if this is true. Madhumangal respectfully places his hand on Krishna's chest. Ah, Lalita speaks the truth. Madhumangal reflects for a moment. Lalita, I understand. Your Radha is hot. Entering his heart, she has made Krishna, who is more cooling as millions of moons, hot also. Lalita, saintly Brahmin, how could my friend, her delicate nature overwhelmed with limitless love, enter your friend's heart, which is hard like a diamond? Madhumangal, angry, fickle girl, my friend is overcome with love for your friend. Cheating sleep, like the king of yogis, he always meditates on her. Krishna, turning his face away with embarrassment. Fool, stop these lying jokes. Lalita aside, my dear friend is fortunate. Purnamasi, handsome boy, stop the jokes. Hear what I say. O Lord Krishna, you are just like an ocean. The river of Srimati Radharani has reached you from a long distance, leaving far behind the tree of her husband, breaking through the bridge of social convention, and forcibly crossing the hills of elderly relatives. Coming here because of fresh feelings of love for you, that river has now received your shelter. But now you are trying to turn her back by the waves of unfavorable words. How is that you are spreading this attitude? This is in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Madhumangal, O Purnamasi, your intelligence is pure. Why do you ask such a question? Look, I have made a bow of flowers to frighten away those horrible cuckoo birds. Purnamasi, oh boy with a face like the moon, seeing her friends carefully guarding the door and smelling the fragrance of Madhavi flowers, this girl trembles in fear. On her porch, seeing a Chandrakanta jewel begin to melt, this doe-eyed girl falls unconscious. Krishna aside, it must be very painful for her. Purnamasi, handsome boy, neglect of another's love brings very bitter results. Look, setting on the horizon, the red sun now plunges everything into darkness. Ashamed, Krishna bows his head. Purnamasi, again glancing at Krishna, she becomes very happy and says to herself, fortunately, Krishna's eyes are smiling and his right eye is winking openly. Oblas of Gokula, now that the sun has set, please decorate this mango grove. One of my friends will bring you to the right place. Krishna, embarrassed, as the noble lady says, accompanied by his friend, he exits. Purnamasi, daughter Lalita, now I am happy. Come, let us go to Radha. In other words, Purnamasi is trying to set up a meeting. They come. They both exit. We have a little time, and I'm going to tell a pastime. Krishna was in the forest. Srimati Radharani and many gopis came there, and there was some argument, perhaps over use of flowers, gopis' free use of flowers because it's Nanda Maharaj's kingdom, so Krishna considers himself responsible for the well-being of the forest, and he says, you're stealing flowers without authority, and she says, what's a few flowers to you? You bring your cows here and they just trample everything down. So why are you worried about a few flowers? And so that goes on, and Krishna and Srimati Radharani go into a grove, and after their own pastimes, Krishna talks. It's a bit complex. Anyway, after their own pastimes, Srimati Radharani's fallen asleep. So Krishna takes this newly acquired mantra, and he does achman, and he smears his body with water, and he turns into another Radharani. So, actually, Srimati Radharani is awake, and so she sees. So then they both sit in yoga position, meditating, and Gopi is sort of impatient, and they don't. They figured it's time to go in and see what's going on. So they go into the kunj, and they see these two Radharanis sitting there in this yoga asana. And they say, what is this? He says, what land have we come to with two Radharanis? So the Radharani, and they won't talk. So Krishna, who's, he's practiced Srimati Radharani's voice, so he's then Srimati Radharani is sitting there, finding Krishna opens his eyes, and they say, well, which is our Radharani? Is it you or her? So Krishna says, I'll tell you the secret, and she's speaking in Radharani's voice. He says that when I came into this grove, then Krishna chanted some mantras, and he smeared his body with this mantra-empowered water, and transformed into Srimati Radharani, and now he's sitting over there. He says, well, how come? And so she says, but if you want to know more, and tells Lalita, if you want to know more what happened, I can't tell you what else happened, but just come with me into that other grove. So then Lalita goes with Krishna into this grove, and Lalita says, so tell me, what's the secret? So Krishna, as Srimati Radharani, leans over and, well, it's like this, and he starts to kiss Lalita. Lalita says, Radharani, stop, what are you doing? So then after a little while, she comes out, and, Lalita is sworn to silence, because it becomes evident that this is the Krishna. And then Lalita tells Vishaka, he says, I just can't believe this, but he won't tell it out here in public. You have to go and just hear it from him personally. So anyway, this goes on with all the gopis. And then finally Krishna reveals himself, and all the gopis are really angry, or pretend that they're angry, that he cheated them and everything. And especially they go in there and shake Srimati Radharani and try and wake her up. And so Krishna then says, no, listen, I put a mantra on her, you can't wake her up, but you all go outside and I'll wake her. So they then all go outside, and Krishna, it's been a long time since I read this, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, and then Krishna now chants different mantra and does Achman, and now he spreads the water over Radha's body, and she turns into Krishna. So then they're both sitting there, and they call the gopis, and the gopis come in, and like, oh, now if there's two Radhas, now there's two Krishnas, and which one's the real Krishna? So as I said, Krishna's practiced Radharani's voice, so Radharani, who is Krishna, she's just sitting there in meditation. She says, I don't know what to tell you, that Krishna came in and he chanted some mantras, and all over my body, and then he turned me and gave me a body that looks just like his. And but when he tried to pour some water in my mouth, and I closed my mouth, and that's why I still have my voice. Otherwise, I'd have his voice. So that's how the gopis identify with Krishna as Srimati Radharani. But anyway, I can't tell you any more about how he's doing all of these things. But again, if you want to hear in private, and again, a little serious, listen, we've gone through this already once before today. What can I tell you if you don't trust me? So then, again, becomes the same thing. And Krishna goes with individual gopis, and again, it becomes the same. He goes in, and so Lalita says, "What's the secret?" And now Krishna talks in his own voice. Well, this is the secret that I wanted to tell you. And then when they come back, then they're all really angry with Radharani because she was all party to both of these things. But she then says, "Listen, don't blame me. He's just chanting these mantras and putting this spell over me. I don't know what's going on." So then they go and these things are going on in Vrindavan. When Janava Devi came to Vrindavan, she went to Rupa Goswami and she says, "Please tell me the pastimes that aren't mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam." Obviously so many pastimes, all going on. Just like Krishna has unlimited incarnations, so he has unlimited pastimes, and they're all mixed. This Madhurya Ras with Hasya Ras. It's a very good combination. And so Krishna is also very, very funny. Okay. Shri Rupa Goswami Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Jai Nitai Gaur Premanandi. Hari 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 Bol.